Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderful Gaming. In today's video we're going to chat about, have a discussion and give our thoughts on the Claw of Ascension combat patrol for the Genestealer cults in Warhammer 40k. Today's video is sponsored by Gap Games, a fantastic miniature wargaming store in Queensland, Australia. They stock a wide variety of miniature wargames from all things Games Workshop to some of my personal favourites, Conquest of the Last Argument of Kings, and all things Modifius wargames as well. Use our affiliate code in the link below to help support both this fantastic store and the channel as well. In our formation, first of all, we have our Jackal Alphas. This model is armed with an auto pistol, Colt sniper rifle, and close combat weapon. We have 5 hybrid metamorphs, with the metamorph leader equipped with auto pistol and leader's bioweapons, 1 hybrid metamorph equipped with metamorph mutations, and 3 hybrid metamorphs equipped with hand flamers and metamorph mutations. We then have a unit of Atlan Jackals, 5 models in the unit, 1 Atlan Jackal armed with Atlan small arms and a power weapon, and then 3 Atlan Jackals are equipped with Atlan small arms and close combat weapon. We also have the Atlan Wolfcord in the squad, which is equipped with Atlan small arms, mining laser, and close combat weapon. Next is our Achilles Ridge Runner. This model is equipped with an Achilles missile launcher, twin heavy stubber, and armoured hull. And lastly, another unit of 5 hybrid metamorphs are going to finish off the box set. We've got our metamorph leader with auto pistol and leader's bio weapons, a hybrid metamorph equipped with metamorph mutations, and once again 3 hybrid metamorphs equipped with hand flamers and metamorph mutations. The ability we've got for this box set is called Colt Ambush. Each time a unit with this ability is destroyed, you roll a d6, adding 1 to the result of the first or second battle round. On a 5+, you can add a new unit to your army identical to your destroyed unit. In Colt Ambush, at its starting strength with all of its wounds remaining, and any one-shot weapons those models are equipped with are considered to having not been shot. Now, while a unit's in Colt Ambush, it's also considered to be in reserves. Then place 1 Colt Ambush marker anywhere on the battlefield that's more than 9 inch horizontally from all enemy units. If an enemy model, excluding aircraft, ends any kind of movement within 9 inch of Colt Ambush markers you place, the marker is removed. At the end of the reinforcement steps, your opponent's next movement phase, for each Colt Ambush marker still on the battlefield, you can select 1 unit from your army that's in Colt Ambush and set that unit up. To do so, you set them up within 9 inch horizontally away from all enemy units, with at least 1 model on that unit touching the Colt Ambush marker. Now, characters that are attached to a unit with this ability are not returned alongside the unit, they are returned as well. Only the bodyguard unit will return. So this means each time a unit with this ability is destroyed, it triggers all rules that apply when a unit is destroyed. For example, it awards 1 VP and stuff like that. So it is worth noting that these do provide, extra kill points and stuff like that to your force. It's a cool way though. You don't generally have the strongest units in a bunch of your stuff, but being able to replenish these units back on the table after they've been taken out is incredibly useful. It just keeps the tide of the cult coming at your opponent. Now, the first choice we've got to make here is the enhancement that we're going to pick. This is obviously going to go on our Jackal Alphas, that's our Warlord, and default-wise we have priority kill order. And starting your shooting phase, you select 1 enemy unit visible to the bearer, and until the end of your phase, each time a friendly Genestealer cult model makes an attack that targets the enemy unit, you can re-roll the hit roll. Now this is okay, we do have a lot of hand flamers in the force, we've obviously got some other weapons in there as well. Obviously our Jackal Alphas has his Colt sniper rifle, so there's some use to it. It's just not going to affect your whole force. We have 6 models from your 10 models that are in your hybrid metamorph units not able to actually get the benefit here. Now, the optional one is to take Master of Suppression, where in your shooting phase, after the bearer's unit has shot, you can select 1 enemy unit hit by 1 or more of those attacks until your next shooting phase. Each time the model in that enemy unit makes an attack, you can subtract 1 from the hit roll. I actually think this is probably the better way to go. Going to negate your opponent's shooting is probably much better than giving shooting to only some of your units. I think you're generally not going to kill stuff with your shooting in this force. You don't have an awful lot of very high powered shooting. At least when you get close, you're not relying on hit rolls. You're going to be using hand flamers to do the multiple damage with those sort of auto hit torrent weapons. So I think Master Suppression for me is probably the way I would go. Next last option we have is choosing between two different secondary objectives. The first of these is Infiltration Agenda. At the end of your turn, you score 4 BP if one or more Genestealer the Cult units from your army, excluding battle shock units, are within your opponent's deployment zone. This is a pretty solid secondary objective. You've got your Cult Ambush to help gain this, so I think this could be a really solid one. The optional secondary objective is Safeguard the Sanctuary, where at the end of the battle you score 10 VP if you control the objective marker closest to your battlefield edge. Now, you're not generally going to be the most defensive army, so trying to hold a point isn't that great an option. I do think with the way you can play Cult Ambush, not only is it going to potentially score you more victory points over the course of a game, it's not going to give you the big lump like you are going to get with Safeguard the Sanctuary, but scoring more over the course of the game, I think you're going to get a better use of Infiltration Agenda. It's just got more use. You can sort of disrupt your opponent's plans, forcing them to push back, instead of, just letting them come at you and you generally not being the greatest army defensively. Now, strategy-wise, we do have 3 different ones that we can use. These, first of all, are Metamorphic Spasm, where during the fight phase, just after an enemy unit selected your targets, one hybrid Metamorph unit from your army that was selected by the attacking unit. Until the end of the phase, each time a model in your unit is destroyed, if that model is not fought on a 4+ in fight before it's removed. This is pretty cool because, remembering, we can just bring back these units in Cult Ambush, so getting even more use out of our models dying is a solid way. Point Blank Ambush allows you, during your shooting phase or fight phase, one Genestealer the Cult unit from your army that's not been selected to shoot or fight until the end of the phase. Weapons used by that unit gain lethal hits. This is pretty cool. Definitely going to be more use in combat. Once again, you've got a lot of auto hit weapons, so you're just not going to get the benefit of lethal hits at range for a lot of stuff. Though this could definitely be something, I think, when you look at the abilities you can take on your enhancements, priority kill order, being able to give lethal hits to your units instead, once again just further pushes me to want to take Master of Suppression as the enhancement. And lastly, we have Swarm the Oppressors. This is done during the start of your charge phase. One or more Genestealer Cult units from your army can be selected. Select one enemy unit until the end of the phase. Each time a unit of yours declares a charge, if that enemy unit is the target of the charge, you add one to your charge rolls. A nice +1 to charge, solid for a CP. It affects literally every unit in your army wanting to target that unit. So I do think we've got quite a good set of stratagems here for this particular combat patrol. Point Blank Ambush, once again, it really is just pushing me down the route of choosing the Suppressing Fire as the enhancement. And so, first of all, we are going to look at the datasheet for what is called a Genestealer, which is our Jackal Alphas. So, the Colt Sniper Rifle is a 1 attack ranged weapon, strength 5, -3 AP and damage 3. Scout's 9-inch and stealth there for some nice protection is good. Combat-wise, not that much to write home about. This model is a sniper. Master Outrider, though, means in your shooting phase, after this model's unit has shot, if it's not within engagement range of any enemy units, the unit can make a normal move of 6-inch as if it were your movement phase. If it does, until the end of that turn, it's not eligible to declare a charge. This is pretty cool. Like, it's just going to allow you to keep this unit back, allow you to sort of get into lines of sight, move back behind cover, all that sort of good stuff you're going to want to do. Snap wise, it is toughness 4 with 4 wounds and a 5+ save. It's not that survival, but it, is a solid little piece to use for the rest of your force. And what's important as well is it can join your units. Now, it can't join our hybrid metamorphs, but they do have a Field No Pain 5+ and Scout 6-inch. I feel the Field No Pain 5+ is incredibly important when they're just 1 wound at toughness 4 with a 5+ save. Hand Flamers are nice with that Torrent ignores cover rule, and also pistol, meaning they can shoot in combat. The Metamorph mutations do have 2 different weapon profiles that they can fight with. They either go with the Strike profile, which is a higher strength, higher damage, or the Sweep, where they do get some extra attacks but drop the strength and damage. So they can be used against a couple of different opponents. Literally, these bioweapons sort of make the best of both worlds, having more attacks and the same buffed up profile of the Strike profile. They've got the Cult Ambush rule as well, which is nice, so when they're destroyed they can potentially put some cult markers down and come back up from the dead. Achilles Ridge Runner is next. This is got the Scout's 9-inch and the Crossfire rule, which is really fun. This means in your shooting phase, after this unit has shot, you select one enemy unit hit by one or more of the attacks, and until the end of the turn, each time a friendly Genestealer cult unit makes an attack that targets that, you can improve the AP of that by 1. Once again, this is just another way to sort of benefit your shooting. You can get lethal hits from your stratagem. You can now get extra AP. This AP as well will be nice because it will work with your hand flamers, so getting some extra AP on those hand flamers could be a really nice way to go. Now, you do have your Achilles missile launcher, which is sort of your main weapon. This is 3 attacks, it's got strength 9, minus 2 AP, damage 3, definitely going to help against some of those heavier sort of targets. And a twin heavy stubble with twin linked and rapid fire 3 puts out a decent amount of shots as well, able to help clear a bit of infantry. And lastly, we have our unit of Atlan Jackals. Now, this is the unit that we can attach the Jackal Alphas to if we want, which gives these guys some extra move. They've got Scouts 9-inch there as well, and Stealth, so some good protection against shooting and that extra sort of movement. Now, they're armed, first of all, with Atlan small arms. These are pistols, they're not going to do too much, but they do have a mining laser, obviously, on the Wolf Quad, which is going to provide you with a one-shot strength 12 damage D6 plus 1 weapon. A power weapon in the unit as well provides you with some AP in combat, though they're definitely not a unit you really want to drag into combat. Besides that one power weapon, they've got absolutely nothing that's going to do any AP. For me, they're just another unit that's going to shoot. There's some extra bodies to protect your Jackal Alphas and the Wolf Quad, which are going to be the things that really deal some damage for the force. And so we hope this video was helpful in getting you started with Warhammer 40,000 Combat Patrol and was able to give you some ideas and inspiration to start your own force in the game. If you've got any other questions at all, please comment down below, and while you're there, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe and join our Discord server to check out all of our future Warhammer 40,000 content.